So in Unit 3, we're talking about photosynthesis and cellular respiration. Photosynthesis being the process that plants use to make their own food, which involves making glucose or sugar. One of the byproducts of that is oxygen. Oxygen is something animals need, and animals will take in the oxygen through a process of cellular respiration within the mitochondria of their cells. They will produce energy for the body, and also a byproduct is carbon dioxide, which the plants need to help make their photosynthesis. There's some other products and reactants in there too, but that's just a general overview. There's several different assignments that you were to do. When you look at the list, the Augusta, Maine, and October spreadsheet, you have the two links that go with that to get the average high or the high and low temperature for every day in October, plus the amount of daylight for every day in October. That's October 1st to the 31st. And you do that for Augusta, Maine. The reason we do that is because you're also looking at some webcams that kind of go up and down the East Coast. And you're kind of making some general summaries about the change in temperature and daylight and leaves. And you're just making general observations and summaries about that. All that stuff is recorded on your photosynthesis and cellular respiration notes page. So that should be completed and inserted on your student Google site. You're also recording, taking pictures of your own tree at home. And you take pictures of that tree twice a week, not on consecutive days. You post the pictures on your Google site, and you also record the temperature and amount of daylight for that day. And that information is going on this link right here, the autumn leaves page. And of course, that won't be completed until the unit's done. But on your Google site, and you can look on my example site, you'll just insert a picture of the chart that you made based off those observations. So those two things are done. You'll answer some questions about photosynthesis and cellular respiration on the notes page, and those questions can be answered directly from these two links, why do leaves change color and autumn leaves changing color. You also can answer the questions right here on the photosynthesis and cellular respiration page, and also this page also that deals with photosynthesis and cellular respiration. So once you've done all that, your group will be making a poster. The poster kind of talks about what I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the flow between organisms or between plants and animals, and how they both use photosynthesis and cellular respiration for energy flow. And so you'll be making a poster on that. The final assignment that goes with this part of the unit is using this last link right here. It's a bio lab. So it will take you to this lab. And you want to click on the lab that has the snails. So it's right here, the snails and elota. So remember, elota is just a type of plant that grows in the water. And when you click on this, it will load the lab for you.
You are setting up a snail aquarium at home. You explore the lab to...
So it has talking audio directions. You need to listen to them. I understand they're kind of funny directions to listen to the way the guy speaks, but it's a very good lab. You explore the lab, do exactly what it says. You got to click on everything and understand what it is. You'll move your test tubes into the test tube racks. You'll add snails, which are back here. You'll add elota, which is the plant, and then you'll need to notice over here that it's the this color of the water that it'll turn. Is giving you the presence of CO2. And so the lab is used, you can do it as many times as you need. It's basically showing the flow of energy between an organism, an animal, which is the snail, and a plant, photosynthesis, which is the elota. And as you do that lab, you're doing it until you get a full understanding and you can explain it yourself. And so do it as many times as you need to. Once you're able to explain it, your group, all people in your group must speak. You'll record using Screencastify, just a web camera view of yourself, and 1 minute or less, explain the lab, how it works, and what you learned about photosynthesis and cellular respiration. That video we posted on to your Google site. So remember, you can go to the About section on my page, and you can click on the 8th grade example site. And if you go take a look underneath biology, I have my page made for photosynthesis and cellular respiration. And yours should look similar to this. It doesn't have to be identical, but I'm just kind of giving you, what it should look like. You got pictures of your tree, you got your notes, you got Augusta, Maine in October, which should include some data and a chart. It's loading kind of slowly there, but it would include both. And then once the whole lab finishes, you would have this chart down here about the autumn leaves. That's the observations you're doing at home. And then right over here, you'll see after I finish this video, I'll have it updated with what you would have would be a 1-minute video about the snails in the Loda lab. But me, I was kind of just giving another overview of the unit. So if you have any questions, make sure you're asking. And on that, continue learning about photosynthesis and cellular respiration.